Hey man, let's talk about Christian Bale. You know, the guy who's basically the definition of a method actor. This dude doesn't just play a character, he becomes him. Whether he's gaining 40 pounds or dropping 60, changing accents, or just completely disappearing into a role, Bale is one of the most committed and fascinating actors in Hollywood. His career? Man, it's something else. So Christian Bale was born on January 30th, 1974 in Wales. Yep, he's British, though you'd never know it from most of his roles. His dad was a talent manager, and his mom was a circus performer. Wild combo, right? He moved around a lot growing up, living in England, Portugal, and the US, and he started acting young, like really young. His big break came when he was just 13. Steven Spielberg cast him in Empire of the Sun, 1987, where he played a British boy living in China during World War II. That role showed early on just how intense and emotionally mature he could be, even as a kid. And then, total silence for a while. He kept acting, but mostly under the radar. He did some voice work, some stage performances, and a few indie films. Slowly but surely, he was building a foundation. In the mid-90s, he took on the lead role in the film adaptation of Little Women and starred in cult favorites like Velvet Goldmine. Even though he wasn't yet a household name, he was starting to earn a reputation among directors as someone who was fiercely dedicated and wildly talented. Through the 90s, Bale took on all kinds of roles, some weird, some dramatic, but he didn't really become a household name until 2000. That's when he played Patrick Bateman in American Psycho. And holy hell, what a performance. He was chilling, hilarious, psychotic, and mesmerizing all at once. He got totally ripped for that role, and it kind of set the tone for the rest of his career. People realized, this guy will do anything for a role. From there, Bale just kept proving himself. He did The Machinist in 2004, where he lost over 60 pounds to play an insomniac. The guy looked like a skeleton, literally. Then not even a year later, he packed on muscle to become Batman in Batman Begins. That physical transformation was insane. He went from 120 pounds to full-on superhero mode. It wasn't just about the weight, though. He was Bruce Wayne. Dark, brooding, brilliant. He nailed it. Batman Begins kicked off Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy, and man, what a run. The Dark Knight, 2008, especially, it's still considered one of the greatest superhero movies of all time. And while Heath Ledger's Joker got a ton of well-deserved praise, Bale's Batman was the rock that grounded everything. That trilogy elevated comic book films into something epic, something cinematic. He closed that trilogy with The Dark Knight Rises in 2012, giving a grounded and emotional farewell to the character. You could feel the weight of that final chapter, and Bale handled it with depth and nuance. But Bale didn't stop at Batman. He kept swinging between big blockbusters and deep, dramatic roles. In The Prestige, he was a magician locked in a deadly rivalry. In Rescue Dawn, he played a POW in Vietnam. The man just disappears into his characters. One moment he's a rich magician, the next he's starving in the jungle, and in both cases, he's 100% convincing. Then came The Fighter in 2010. He played Dickie Eklund, a former boxer turned drug addict. He dropped the weight again, nailed the Boston accent, and won an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor. That speech he gave? Totally humble and real. People love him for that. A few years later, he played the conman Irving Rosenfeld in American Hustle. He gained a ton of weight, wore a terrible comb-over, and totally leaned into the role. The guy was unrecognizable. And guess what? Another Oscar nomination. Then came Vice, where he played Dick Cheney. Bale completely transformed. Again. He gained weight, shaved his head, and studied every detail of Cheney's voice and mannerisms. Watching him in that movie, you don't see Bale, you see Cheney. It's unreal. He even took on roles in ensemble pieces like The Big Short, where he played a quirky, socially awkward financial genius who predicted the 2008 crash. He was weird, brilliant, and magnetic in that movie. It was another reminder that Bale doesn't just do big, flashy roles. He thrives in the subtle ones too. But here's what makes Bale so interesting. He doesn't really care about fame. He doesn't do social media, doesn't chase the spotlight. He picks roles that challenge him, that mean something. He's intense, private, sometimes even a little scary with how deep he goes into his characters. But that's what makes him so compelling. Outside of acting, he's done some charity work, spoken up about political issues, and stayed mostly out of scandal. There was that one leaked audio from the Terminator's Salvation set, but even that blew over quickly. He owned up to it, apologized, and moved on. Now, he's still going strong. He joined the Marvel Universe recently in Thor: Love and Thunder as Gore the God Butcher, another totally different, eerie performance. And he's got a bunch of exciting projects lined up, working with top directors and continuing to push himself. And honestly, that's what's so awesome about Christian Bale. He's not chasing fame. He's chasing the craft. He transforms not just physically, but emotionally. You believe every role because he believes it. He loses himself in the work. That kind of commitment is rare these days. So yeah, that's Christian Bale for you. An actor's actor, a total chameleon, someone who's never phoning it in. He's one of those rare performers who gives everything he's got to every role, no matter how big or small. What's your favorite Christian Bale performance? American Psycho, The Dark Knight, or maybe something underrated like Hostels or The Big Short? Let me know. I'd love to hear what you think.